Triple Threat Wrestling is back in the house, and we are going to break down our hot takes on all the current storylines on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a crazy one, so stick around. This is Triple Threat Wrestling.
Uh,
Welcome back to Triple Threat Wrestling. It's your boy Lucky, joined with the guy MVP. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We drop daily wrestling content. We're going to go through our hot takes on the current storylines of Raw. There's a lot to break down, things that we don't like, and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a really good episode and maybe offending a few people. Who knows? So, MVP, how are you?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Good. Well, we're recording at 3 in the morning. So, crazy shit happens at 3 in the morning. So, we might get a little crazy
hmm
on this episode. But all right. So first storyline. I'm just not in any order. These are just things that are happening on Raw right now. But
Yeah.
you have the Wyatt Six versus the Final Testament. I was thinking a New Day. I almost said New Testament. It's the Final Testament. Um, it's one of those feuds that like you need filler stories on the show, right? Like you can't just
Yeah.
have a bunch of main. I like
Mhm.
it. I think it's a good
Uh,
feud. But I think that they need to get to a point of like what they want to see happen. Like, what does Final Testament get out of this, or what does Wyatt
yeah.
Six get out of this? Like, right now, it just feels like they're fighting for why.
Okay, here's where we're different. As currently constructed, I do not like it. It's where are they going with it? Like you said. Right now, um, teaming Miz up with Karrion Cross was probably the best thing they could have done
Yeah,
because he's got so much talent. They're not doing anything with him. You get Miz on board with him, and y there's something for him to sink his teeth into. Right now, Final Testament, I don't know what you do with the authors of pain because I don't think they're needed. And let's face it, they really haven't done anything good well since coming back, or no one really cares about them either. They got rid of Paul Ellering, so. Maybe they get rid of the authors of pain. As far as the Y6 goes, it's you don't you don't know what's going on with them either. It's like when they don't have vignettes, it's like, oh, they're totally missing from the show. And then like the only time they get on the show is when they have vignettes. I mean, occasionally they get beat down by the Final Testament like they did when the Miz turned his back on them. And then the next week you have Bo Dallas looking like he's Bray Wyatt. And
yeah,
for a second there, I thought that was Bray Wyatt. It's like, whoa, Sp- spitting image, but it was Bo Dallas. So until they do something that advances the storyline, I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. Um, we got to see more.
yeah.
We got to see more. This is incomplete.
I will disagree slightly that like
Okay.
I agree, but slightly on the Miz thing. Like pairing him up with Karrion Cross is definitely something for him to sink his teeth into, but
Yeah.
the Miz, I don't know why. He's been so loyal to them and he's done such a great job. He's a great heel. Okay. Why is he not ever near the main event picture? Why don't they ever build him up to do that? He's a player like I would love to see the Miz have a program with Gunther because of his mic skills alone. Like he's proven he can do main event stuff.
Yeah,
He deserves
he's
to at
had
least tip around it and do a little bit, at least one run and then go back to the mid card. But he's underutilized. The Miz is underutilized.
he is, but he's had a program with Gunther.
I'm talking on the main
Uh,
event level, right? Like world championship, level stuff. What's
See, that's where we differ. I don't think Miz is main event caliber. I think he's right where he is. He's mid card. He can hold the secondary title
but that's the
when
thing, he's
need
not even
be.
near that. He's
Yeah,
like just
well,
like with our truth. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe we can differ on the main event level, but he's barely mid card. He's
all right, and
borderline, not jobber. He's not a jobber, but he's like
no, not
down
yet.
that level. Like he's like not being really properly used, but
No, but he's at the point where he's not gonna get any main event rubs anymore. Uh, why don't you use your status with WWE and try to get over these people that aren't that can't get over by themselves? Use your heat magnetism to get these stuff over, and I think Karrion Cross could use that because WWE obviously doesn't know what they're doing with him, and he he's been other places and he's done fantastic.
yeah,
So you got to get him going and having Miz as the vehicle to help you get over. I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
no, no, I agree with you on that. He could at least be used for that, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those storylines, the Final Testament and um, Wyatt Six that
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes. I like feuds where there's like a purpose for it, and it's like I
Hmm.
don't feel that we have that. I feel like it just
No, we don't.
happened, and it's
That's why
like,
that's why I'm saying it's incomplete. We need to see more.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, moving on. So I mean, we do have the new, I don't know if storyline, but it is a big thing happening. The women's intercontinental title. Raise your hand if you called that they should be doing mid-card titles for the women. I did
Yeah,
one
you
finger
have.
up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you have.
be,
Point for
be,
you.
you need it. You need it
Hmm.
because it'll help build them
It's
up.
no, not only that, there's just so many talented women on the roster, and there's so many talented women that are gonna come up to the main roster eventually,
Yep.
and they're all vying for one title. You're gonna get lost in the mix super fast. Ask me Chin. Ask
Yep.
Chelsea Green.
Well,
And
and that's what I'm getting at. You're exactly right. This is what I'm getting at. And now, if Triple H, I know you're watching this podcast because you took my idea for the mid card titles for the women, so you're welcome for that. But if you
yeah.
still watch us, every title, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. You need to have power rankings. Do you remember buying like Pro Wrestling
Mm,
Illustrated back in the day? And you would see like the power rankings, right? Of like 1 through 10, who's contender for the championship. You can build feuds within that. You could have a Chelsea Green feud with a Piper Nevin, and it's within like, the purpose of the feud is I need to get up in the rank to get to that title. It's not just thrown together matches. That's why I like the power ranking because you can build
um,
feuds just to get elevated into the power ranking, right?
I I disagree with you. You do power rankings, then all of a sudden you're gonna be like AEW and post their records.
Well,
The,
it's tinkering, right?
does
I
it
wouldn't put the
matter?
records.
Does that
Um,
matter? Does the record really matter?
right.
You know, power. I don't feel the need for power rankings because they Shinsuke Nakamura out of nowhere. Oh, I'm number one contender for the U.S. title. What happened to power rankings there? I
Well, yeah. That's what I'm getting at is, I mean, I don't, so, you know what? Okay.
no no you have power rankings and then you're gonna run into stuff like that where they needed to shotgun Shinsuke Nakamura and then it all goes out the window.
Well, that's like the give and take, right? Like if you don't do the power rankings, you for sure have these situations where things just get thrown together. Like Shinsuke, that's a thrown together thing. Like
Mhm.
Shinsuke's back, let's make him look good. Give him the US title. Like, why? Like Andrade came out on SmackDown, like he still wants that title. Like you have people that have been in that mix, and I don't think you put their records like, well, they've won this many matches, so they're this number. I think you just start off with like, you know, in the new year, you can just start it a certain way, however you want to do it. I don't know. I'm not that smart, Triple H. It's 3:30 in the morning. But it's you know, you just have him like, okay, so Shinsuke comes in and he beats Andrade, who's number 10. Well, now Andrade is out and Shinsuke is now number 10. Then you beat the next guy, right? So it's just about beating the person that's in the tier or whatever. But anyway, I digress. We're way off topic of the women's intercontinental title now, but the
Hmm.
women's intercontinental title is going to bring a lot of attention to the women. I'm a huge
Hmm.
fan. I think it's a great
Yeah.
thing. Here's the one
Hmm.
thing I don't like: all these random triple threats to figure out who's going. I hate these triple threat matches. I hate in the tag team division too. Let's just have a fatal four way to see who's going to fight for the title. you know,
Well, all
um,
right. I understand you hating the triple threats, but I kind of think they're needed just to feature more people on the show. And just all right. So if you say you have a bunch of one-on-ones instead of the triple threats, it's gonna take a lot longer
that's
to
true.
get the titles onto the women, you know? So I think doing the triple threats initially, I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of needed just to get it rolling.
It's a good point you bring up, because yeah, maybe it's needed now. I just fear that that's going to be a thing. Like after you crown an intercontinental champion, well, let's have a five-way match to figure out who's going to fight for it. Like that's the thing I don't like. But
Okay.
um, anyway, it's a great thing. You like it, I like it.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
I love a secondary title for women. Love it.
yeah.
Sign me up.
All right. Next one we're going to talk about. What do you think of the New Day? I'll let you go first on this one. What do you think of the whole New Day thing?
Ah, okay. So, um, there's a lot of stuff out there saying, "Oh, Biggie, he's secretly cleared, and he's gonna eventually lead to a fucking New Day triple threat at WrestleMania." No. If you haven't read in the Players Tribune, Biggie basically wrote, "I may never get cleared, but I'm okay with it. I'm happy to see what the next phase of my life is. The project, all these projects going on, and he's now in a very very happy relationship with his girlfriend now. So it's like he's okay if he doesn't wrestle again. Um, and then him them kicking Woods and Kofi kicking E out of New Day. Um, I'm excited to see where this is going because when's the last time Kofi Kingston was a heel? I mean, it's when New Day first started.
And he looked good doing it. Like he looked
Yeah.
comfortable.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And
yeah,
then
I
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. No, you go first.
Oh, just I don't like the false hope that people are having over Biggie. Oh, he's gonna come back and he's gonna wreck ship. No, this is simply to bring the New Day to another level because they need something. Lose an
Well,
edge,
yeah,
turning him heel. This is a
that
great way to turn him heel.
yeah, turning him heel is good. They definitely need something. I agree with you. I don't think Biggie is cleared because if he was cleared, I think that they turn him heel by attacking Biggie. Like he takes
Oh,
a bump.
oh,
Um,
oh,
but
that's
he's not cleared. He can't do that.
yeah,
So, that's why that's a big telltale sign that he's not cleared is that would have been the biggest heat segment of the year, maybe, if they
oh
would have
yeah,
beat down Big E. But, um, overall, I agree with you. It's a great thing. Turn them heel. They've had nothing going
Yeah.
on for it feels like since Kofi
Hmm.
Mania.
Yeah.
They're just spinning their wheels. And a good heel. Once we can get the tag titles off of Finn and JD, um,
Yeah.
I think that they'd be a great heel team to hold those titles for
Yeah.
sure. Um,
I'd much rather see them win tag titles again as heels than them going one on one against each other and having a feud like that,
yeah,
which was initially my fear.
yep. No, I agree. You know what? I'm gonna skip a few of these and we're gonna go straight to the tag titles. That's one of my next things is that
Okay.
what are we doing with these tag titles? They've been defended like twice since they
Yeah.
won them, like in July.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
December.
Honestly, I think they're trying to find a way to take them off of them
Just have them
because,
lose.
yeah, but then see, I think the New Day, the New
Yeah.
Day.
It's just there's a lot of what they've built themselves into a corner of. There's a lot of heels that have to battle heels right now. Because
Yeah.
if heel New Day fights heel Judgment Day for the titles, right? The crowd isn't
Hmm.
really supposed to pop for that because they're heels. Um, and you got Finn Balor versus
Yeah.
Gunther now, heel versus heel. Like it's just you don't have
All
that
right.
face and
Mm.
heel thing. So you need to get a face team to take it off JD and Finn to have the New Day take them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right, here. So I didn't want to say it because now we're gonna bleed into another. Um. So definitely they gotta come off of Finn and JD. Um, because I think Finn is primed for a singles run. You can see that he's eventually gonna leave the Judgment Day. And then have a singles feud with Gunther, which I still think is uh is in line for a face turn. So that cancels out the heel aspect of that. Um, but yeah, I don't know which way. Maybe much to your dismay, maybe another tournament for contenders for the tag titles, but they definitely got to get off of JD and Finn
I mean,
for
because
sure.
SmackDown has done a great job with their tag titles. Like it feels kind of like a big deal. Where
Yeah.
on Raw, they're non-existent. You every week you see Finn like, well, we have these. What are you doing with them? You haven't even defended them.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the old, remember the rule, like it used to be a rule. I mean, when we were growing up, do you remember when the champion
Every
didn't
30
defend for 30
days.
days, right? So it's like it's been like 30 months
Yeah.
to defend them. But yeah, the tag title on Raw is a disaster. Like they need to fix it stat. And I
And you
think
fix
one,
it by taking it off the Judgment Day.
yeah, because I mean, if you look at the tag division though, how many face tag teams are there on Raw
Alpha
versus heel?
Academy.
Alpha
Oh yeah.
Academy, Otis
Yeah.
and Tozawa.
Yeah.
You have, if you break up Final Testament after this thing with the White Six, you have Authors of Pain, they're heel.
Hmm.
The War Raiders are heels, I believe. Um,
No, I believe
are
they're
they face
face.
now? Okay.
Now
Um,
that the New Day are heel.
yeah. So you have New Day heel. You have JD and Finn are heel. Like there's so many heel tag teams that like it's got to get them. And you made a great point the last episode we did. Raw's got to go back to 3 hours, and you need to showcase more talent, and you need to fix these divisions. I mean,
Yeah.
because right now everything's a mess. It's like you have too much talent, and
Hmm.
you don't know what to do within the
You have
2 hours
too
you have.
you have too much talent, and you don't want to end up like AEW, where you try to showcase 80 people in your 2 hour show.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
it's no bueno. But I guess we'll just segue into another one. So This is a two-part one. I want to include them both together just to kill
Mhm.
two birds with one stone, since we already kind of touched on them. Gunther and Finn, right? I like it for Finn.
Yeah,
I didn't necessarily agree with Gunther being, doing the face turn when you said it the last episode, but looking more and more like it is a possibility. And it's looking like it should probably happen. You should probably have him be face, especially against Finn. But I would like to see Finn have a run with that title.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
and I mean, the thing is, I really like Gunther, and I don't want Gunther to lose that title for a while, but I don't know. Like Finn deserves it too. Like he should have a run with it. And you have Damian Priest who could always come back and have another run with it because he's shown that he can do it. Um,
Yeah.
there's just so many variables of that. But I don't know, Finn Balor, I like it. I don't know. Do you think it's going to lead to him winning this off of Gunther, or is it just another feud to build up Gunther?
Uh, I can see it going either way. I would like when Finn won the Universal title, like he's the inaugural winner of the Universal title, and he didn't even he vacated it the next day. Oh, that killed me because I was a big fan of Finn Balor on NXT. And then they bring him up to the big time and they push him right away and boom, he has a bad injury. And dare I say he hasn't recovered since. Now he's heel and in the Judgment Day, and it just revitalized his career. Now he needs to have a singles run. He really does. And if they choose him to dethrone Gunther for to be the new world heavyweight title champion, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. Um,
It's
they
right
they
under our nose real quick. Finn could win this. I just
yeah,
thought of it. I didn't want to lose this thought before you continued.
okay, okay,
They've already kind of laid out, Braun Breaker told Ludwig, like, you need to get out of Gunther's shadow because his stock is plummeting. What if
yeah,
Ludwig is the one that causes Gunther to lose? And that causes
ooh,
Gunther to turn face, and then he can feud with,
yeah,
an Imperium match, right? And
yeah,
that could be the out to give the title to Finn. And then
okay,
when Gunther's done with Ludwig Kaiser, he can go back to chase mode. And I
yeah,
just thought of that, and I'm like, that's actually pretty genius. That gets where everyone wants to be. Finn to get his
yeah,
run, Gunther to turn face, and Ludwig to be featured in a main event storyline against
hmm,
Gunther. I think that works out for
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was a statistic on Gunther that he's been like since he's been with WWE, like in the 70s or 80 percentile of his time he in WWE, he's held a title.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, now do you need the Gunther presentation with a title? Um, no. So it's okay to take it off him. He can still do good stuff without holding a belt. So
Yeah. I mean, especially if
I'd
he's
say,
working with main event people, then yeah, that's fine.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
can be
this,
in the picture, he can be in the hunt. He doesn't like he's not gonna beat Roman Reigns' record. So
no.
he doesn't need a long title reign. I just as long as he's in the mix and he can tell compelling stories, which he can, um, I think he'll be fine. Pull the trigger, have Finn win the title. I'm okay with it.
All right. And so the second part of this whole thing, I said this is kind of a two-part thing with
Yeah.
Finn and the Judgment Day.
Hmm.
It's a hot take episode. We're telling you what we think. I think you just disband Judgment Day and be done with it because
Oh,
everyone
that
deserves to
that.
be on their own thing. Like
Mhm.
they're already showing the tension right now, but I
Yeah.
don't want I mean, it's ran its course. Like Rhea and Damien aren't there anymore. Like you don't have this
Mhm.
solid core of people. You just have like it feels like thrown together people, like people that like JD was. Our truth's right. JD was never even in Judgment Day, so he needs to just relax. But
Yeah.
um, you
No,
know,
so you have Finn, who is not the leader, but is the leader.
yeah, yeah, and then Liv, who
Yeah.
is just like, just be careful, like get out of here, like just go. You're just here for Dom anyway. You already got Dom. Just skedaddle.
I want
So
my
yeah,
name to be Dom.
I hope that they just disband this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's run its course. I
Hmm.
don't see Judgment Day as like a remember when like the war games happened, like they were a force like to it was like a
Hmm.
bloodline. Like
Yeah.
you're nervous
Yeah.
of them. They don't even defend their titles.
You
Like
you lose your two top people in the group, and it's all crumbling.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. So before we go to the next one, we need to bring you a special advertisement from yours truly. So here we go. Hey there, WWE fanatics. Are you ready to rock the coolest WWE merch and make your friends super jealous? Swing by the WWE shop where you'll find everything from epic t-shirts to must-have collectibles. And guess what? When you use our link for the Triple Threat Wrestling podcast, you're not just getting awesome stuff, you're helping us out too. So don't be a jabroni. Click that link and start shopping like the true WWE legend that you are. Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the little commercial break. Let's go into the next feud here. So Liv Morgan and Rhea. It's still happening. I don't think it's ever going to end. This has been going on since how long now? This has been like at least 6 months. So
Long
I'm
term, long term storytelling.
this is okay. This is like what's a good example? Like a book series that just never ends. Like there's like 15 books in the series. You're like, okay, they can wrap up now. Well, like when is the blow off? Are they going to continue this all the way to Mania?
Could be. I mean, or unless Rhea gets hurt again.
It, they need to move on from it. I think you have their blow off at like Royal Rumble. If Rhea's not really hurt and she can wrestle, don't don't there's only so much more story you can tell. Like they just
Yeah.
went in war games against each other. Like what else could you do? There's nothing else. Like you've already fought over Dom. Raquel already got involved. Like you've
Hmm.
already done everything. You've milked the story, in my opinion, of how much you could do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think? Am I wrong
No,
in
no,
this
I'm
or
not. I completely agree with you. It's run its course. It's not compelling anymore. I don't know what you can do to make it compelling. What you keep throwing Dom in the mix. No, he needs to start. He needs to start fighting dudes.
this is true. He's like another Santino Marella, just involved in all the women's stuff. Like
Yeah,
you're gonna
no,
see Dom in the women's Royal Rumble soon.
So yeah, this is done. They need to exactly blow it off at the Rumble, and then find something. Find another story to tell. It's ran
Yeah.
its course.
No, I agree. So, that was a quick one to get out of the way. I figured we'd both agree on that. So, but maybe if you're a listener and you love the story, tell us in the comments why you love that story. Are we wrong? Like, is it a great story that we just need to, I mean, like we're not really familiar with the territory days. Maybe this is another example of that or something. But
We're just opiners, okay?
yeah,
We're just opiners and orators, and we're just giving our opinion, and that's it.
yeah. I
We're
mean,
not writers.
what do we know? We just went to the dollar video every week and rented the old WrestleMania videos and watched them till
Yep.
our eyes bled. No big deal.
Uh-huh.
Um, kind of a storyline. Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser, like they're hinting at another match. They say that, Braun already said you should have your shot. Like, you did good. If you want a title match, I'm all for it. And he's already hinted, like, but you need to get out of Gunther's shadow. His stock is plummeting. So, like we said earlier, like that could lead to the Gunther face turn. But um, see, this is the thing that they're kind of in a corner now because I say give the title to Ludwig now, but if you do that, Braun's run ends too soon.
Yeah,
So
and they already did that with Jey Uso.
yeah, Jay, that was a filler thing. Jay deserved a little bit longer run, in my opinion, but um, I don't know. What do you think? Like, is this a really a feud, or is this going to be one more match and it leads to Ludwig
And
doing other things? Or
no, yeah. So I think that's one more match. I think uh Braun Breaker needs to hold on to this thing for a long time.
at least to
Um,
Mania, yeah,
yeah, at least till Mania. And then I like Ludwig getting thrust in the main event scene by screwing Gunther. And I I would like to see a long program with them since they're childhood friends. They know each other back and forth. They could they could put on a compelling story and have it last a while. I think it could happen.
yeah,
But you elevate Ludwig Kaiser even higher, putting him in the main event scene.
yeah. No, I agree. Um, yeah, that'll be good. I mean, Braun Breaker, you're right. I mean, he's just one of the great things they have going for Raw.
Yeah,
Um, he's like a Gunther in a way. He's a dominant champion. He don't need to cheat. He knows what
no,
he's can do.
he's a
Um,
badass.
yeah, no, it'd be, stupid to take the title off him now, but you
Hmm.
know, I guess that's your way out is you have Ludwig lose and maybe he just blames Gunther like you're not there to help me and that's how
Yeah.
you get there, you get there, but anyway, as of Raw this past Monday, Drew McIntyre came back. So like we and you talked a little before we recorded, like this could be he wasn't supposed to come back, but War Games took out like everybody, like no one's cleared to wrestle. Um, so he came back. Now, do we think he's back to try to, he attacked Sammy. So I'm guessing anyone who teamed with, CM Punk, he's going after. Like, I think he attacked
Okay.
Jey Uso. He
Yeah.
attacked Sami Zayn because these are two
Okay.
guys that he hates CM Punk that bad. You teamed with him, I'm taking you out, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
but I don't know. What do you think? Where do you think this goes for Drew? All we've seen is a claymore and a stare at the camera, so we don't know much yet. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think it goes there. He's had a long feud with CM Punk that was masterfully done
Yeah,
and masterfully ended, and you side shift to known associates of CM Punk, which you can name Jey Uso and Sami Zayn.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like it going that way. I can see this.
And I mean, it gives him good feuds to do. Like Drew McIntyre
Yeah.
and Sammy could cook. That
No,
could
for
cook.
sure.
And with Bronson Reed and Tonga Loa out, you only have three of those bloodline members. So
Yeah.
by taking Jay and Sammy back to Raw to deal with this Drew McIntyre thing, you're back to well, Jimmy's not cleared right now, probably for a few
Mhm.
weeks, but you have Roman and the Usos versus Solo, Jacob, and Tama. So it's 3-on-3 right now. So I think that it's good all around, right? With
Okay.
Drew coming back and attacking. Who else is who else attacked Jey Uso? It's Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's just be real. And
And
Sammy.
if they he gets good heat with this feud, I can see him. And if Gunther he does do the face turn, but retains the title, they could have a program there. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre fight over the World Heavyweight title.
And those matches would cook for
Oh, for
sure.
sure.
I mean, they've already
But
proven that, but
yeah,
yeah.
but
And
then you need to give Drew McIntyre a proper run with the title.
yeah, that's so now there's your conundrum. So if Gunther turns face because he gets
Mhm.
screwed by Ludwig Kaiser, is it to Finn or is it to Drew? I don't think Drew's gonna be there yet because he's dealing with
E-
Sammy and Jay, but
either or could be fine. Either or would be fine. I mean, I would love a face run. a title run with Finn. That'd be great. But if he's just in the mix and he's having a good singles run, I think eventually they'll. Or I see, all right. The when I play this in my head, I'm like, do you play hot potato with this world
Yeah,
heavyweight championship? Uh, all right. I'll say this. There's many directions this can go, and I think most of those directions sound good. In on paper, they look good. So let's
yeah,
see what unfolds.
yeah, for sure. I'm with you. Yeah. So, all right. I think the last one we're going to talk about, um, as it pertains to Raw. It's 4 in the morning now, people. Sorry, we're we're messing up our words, but um, Seth versus Punk. I mean, it's
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
They're skirting around it because I think that they want you to know it's there, but I don't think we're gonna
Mhm.
get it till Mania for sure. Like I don't think we're gonna
Oh
get it at
yeah, for sure.
Rumble or anything. I think that
No,
it
you
happens at
know what?
Mania.
I think it starts at Rumble. I think in the Rumble match, that's where it'll get ignited, and then they're just gonna have all that time in between to just build it.
Yeah. By the way, this elimination chamber could cook because CM Punk already mentioned he might want to be in there.
Hmm.
And John Cena's final run, he said it's going to be his last elimination chamber.
Hmm.
So you might have Cena, Punk, Rollins. This could be a star-studded elimination chamber match. Um,
Yep.
and I think that you're right. I think it starts at Rumble, and I think that um, Punk and Seth are maybe in the elimination chamber together, and they just go ham on each other and they get each other
Yeah.
eliminated. It's going to be them at Mania for sure. So, I mean, as a storyline, like they're doing very good, in my opinion, of that slow burn. Like for
Hmm.
almost a year, we know that they just hate each other. This
Yeah.
is the first time on Raw where hands have been placed on each other.
Hmm.
So, but then they did it really good with Sammy coming out and calling out Seth, which this
Yeah.
might be one of the at least top three promos of the year with Sammy and Seth because Sammy was spitting facts.
Yeah.
I was like, this motherfucker's spitting.
You created him.
Yeah, when you put a chair in his back 10 years ago, but then Seth came back and said, you did the same thing. And I didn't fault you for it because he was treating you like crap. Like it was just so well put together, that
It
whole segment.
was.
Um,
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. That's how you get like you tease Punk and Rollins and you bring it back. Like now they're not going to see each other for a little bit. Um, and that's going to be a money match. That's going to be a
No,
great
for sure.
match. So,
For damn sure.
um, overall, I mean, we have some good things on Raw, but in my opinion, as a total, right, there's just so much stuff thrown together. And they got to really tune that in, especially with Netflix coming. You you're going to go back to 3 hours for sure. Like I know they said Raw is going to go back to 3 hours at some point. Um, you got to build the talent, and if you don't like my power ranking thing, at least like have something else than what we have now, right? Because I'd rather people vie for a spot to fight for a title versus, well, we're going to have a battle royal and the winner's going to get a title match. Like that's just not creative for me. It's just like, okay, you have a plan. Just tell me who it's going to be. Like, you
Well,
know,
I mean, did you watch SmackDown?
I did.
I think something interesting is developing. A new like talent portal.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that I feel like that's a good way to get the heavy hitters on Raw, because Netflix wants the heavy hitters, and then without going uh illogically. Oh, how'd you get over here? Stuff like that. Oh, it's within the portal.
Yeah. Which,
All the.
by the way, off topic, like this whole, the draft rules, how
Hmm.
we hate when people just show up on different brands. I
Hmm.
was super irritated when Gable came out with American Made, and I'm like, why are they here? And then
The
he's like,
portal.
well, yeah, Nick Aldis is talking about bringing us over. And I'm like, thank you for at least acknowledging that you don't belong there and there's a reason you're there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the draft, like, I think that you have them go to brands, like you do the draft like you normally do.
Hmm.
But it's not hard. You have two general managers. You can always explain why someone's on a brand they shouldn't be. Like I invited this guy here to check out whatever, or
Yeah.
possible trade or whatever. Like it's not hard. Like instead of having people just randomly show up, right? Or war
Yeah.
games, right? Like it made sense to be on both shows because you have people from both shows, right? But anyway, that's for a different show. But if you don't like what we had to say, let us know.
Hmm.
Is our 4 in the morning hot takes just too hot? Are they cold? You let us know. Let us know. So MVP, pleasure as always.
Hmm. There's
We'll see
always.
we'll see you on the next one.